Hi, and welcome to the second week of psychology. I want to tell you, I think the first week has gone really well. We do have a few new members in the class, or some people moving around from one group to another to make sure the groups are the same size. But really, the first week I think went well, and I was able to see some really great thinking and good perspectives from you all. This week, we're going to be covering research methods, and although this is probably not most people's favorite topic in psychology, I have tried to create some activities that will hopefully get you to apply the material from the textbook in new ways. So this week, one of the first goals is to describe the basic elements of scientific method. It's probably something you've known about for a long time, at least probably since elementary school. Then we'll get into several different types of research designs. So you'll be thinking about things like case study, naturalistic observation, survey, correlation, and experiments, and thinking about the relative strengths and weaknesses of these designs. And then we'll focus specifically on correlations and experiments and better understanding why a correlational design only tells you that two things are associated, not anything about what one thing causes another thing to do. And we'll do all of these in the context of evaluating some research summaries that are presented in the popular media. All right, so going in here, of course, we start off with the reading guide, as we do every week. Reading, again, not too long, because these concepts are probably fairly new to you. I haven't tried to overwhelm you with reading. To help you better understand these concepts, I've provided you with several resources. The methods review video may very well be the first one to start with, so why don't I just move that first. Hank here talks fairly quickly. Certainly you may want to pause and rewind at times, but this nicely goes along with or correlates with what's covered in the textbook. Then I've also provided you with this video right here from the popular show Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. And he does, I think, actually a really great job, even though he's technically a comedian. I think he does a really great job of critiquing the way that popular media treats research. And he does a lot of the things that I'm going to ask you to do in the Analyzing Psych Research project that you'll be doing throughout the semester. And then the final video that you'll be looking at, this is created by the Khan Academy. If you aren't familiar with the Khan Academy, I encourage you to check out the videos that they offer. They make thousands of videos in just about every field of study. Certainly if you're taking anatomy and physiology or microbiology, Khan Academy has a number of really great videos on these. I think they helped my husband really get through nursing school. And in this particular video, they're talking about this issue of correlation and why a correlation doesn't tell you anything about causality. Two things may be correlated without one causing a change in the other. So each video is about 10-12 minutes and I think provides some really worthwhile information. And you'll be using that along with the textbook reading to help you accomplish the primary learning activity for this week. So even though there are 3 things listed, these last 2 really just involve signing up for a topic for the 2 different projects, and I'll talk about that in a moment. Your main task for the week is to collaborate with your group to create a Google Slides presentation. So let me show you how you'll go about doing this. You'll click on the learning activities and then go to this Slides, Analyzing Research. So as with the discussion board last week, you need to do your main task by Thursday night, and then you'll have some additional contributions, basically commenting or responding to what other people have written or maybe adding to what they have written, and you'll do that. That needs to be finished by the end of the week. All right, so as you go through, you can see each person is going to be in charge of one slide or one topic. So as with the discussion board, you can reserve your topic ahead of time. And then in addition to being in charge of that topic, you'll then go in and add to or comment on at least 2 of the other slides. All right, so if you click on this title, it's going to take you to the groups page. And let's just say you're in the blue group. Of course, only one group would show up for you. Now, whereas last week you did discussion board and wiki, this is actually located on the group tasks. So you'll click there. You see week 2, complete the methods presentation. And I've done this done it this way because each group has their own Google Slides. So I wanted you to make sure that you're going to your slides presentation. So you'll click right here in blue, and this will open up the Google Slides. And so you see this was in section C, the blue group. So it says C blue, methods presentation. Now, if we look over here, there are a number of different slides. And the way that it's set up is there's a topic where I've given an assignment, and then there's a place for you to fill in the answers. And this one I've already done. So you can see it says reserved by Dr. Price, and I've already filled in the answers. For the rest of them, let's look at this next one. The topic is uses and limitations of case studies. And then if we go to the next slide, it says reserved by. So if Jane Beasley wanted to reserve it, she could right here. Each of these has what I consider to be a helpful link, so I just clicked on that. If you went to this, it will give you more information about the case study. So obviously you already have your textbook and those videos I provided you as resources, but if you feel like you need a little bit more help, I've provided a helpful link for each one of these topics. And then these are the questions that you're expected to answer. So to answer them, all you have to do is immediately start writing. And the great thing about Google Slides is it will save whatever you write. Right? You can go back and edit. You can add to what you've written. So you could write a little bit today. You could write a little bit tomorrow, as long as it's finished by Thursday evening. And Google will save all of it for you. All right, so if we go through, the available topics for you are the uses and limitations of case studies, uses and limitations of naturalistic observation, analyzing survey questions, challenges with sampling, this issue of correlation not being equal to causation, understanding spurious correlations. This is where two things seem to go together, but that relationship is meaningless. A lack of random assignment and how damaging that can be to an experiment. And those are the available topics. Now for smaller groups, you may not cover every single one of these, and I can go ahead and fill in the topics that aren't reserved by and completed by other people so that everybody has a complete presentation. But what you'll do again is reserve a particular topic, use that helpful link if you need it, and then answer the questions that are provided here, and the questions go along with whatever the topic is on the previous slide. So everybody is responsible for addressing one slide, and that needs to be done by Thursday evening. And then what you'll do on the remaining times is, let's say you go through and you feel like Jane Beasley has not been entirely complete with this slide. What you can do is then go in and add to it. So after Thursday evening, you'll go in and add to it and write your name right next to whatever you have added to, so that I know that you've done it. But please wait until at least after Thursday evening, because Jane might have written some things on Tuesday and is going to go back in Thursday at 7:15 to finish off the rest of it. So you want to be respectful of that. This is my first time doing this kind of task in an online course. So as questions come up, please reach out to me, whether it's by email, text, calling, or posting a question to this course information board right here. I've never done this type of activity before, so I'm not real sure what sorts of roadblocks people will run into, or if it'll just go smoothly. So please maintain a dialogue with me if you're having trouble. Your other tasks are more straightforward, and they involve signing up for a topic. We have two different projects. APR is the Analyzing Psych Research project. And in order to learn more about it, you will go to Project Info. And I have information about the Walk in Their Shoes project, as well as the Analyzing Psych Research project. In order to identify what topics are available, you'll go in here to the Articles for Analysis. And you can see it lists different topics. I'm going to tackle this first one. All right, so you can show what's expected of, you'll see what's expected of you. And then you will identify, do you want to do one of these articles, week 4, 6, 8, or 13? And you will either be in charge of summarizing the research, or you will be in charge of facilitating the group's analysis of the research. So what you need to decide is, which of these topics do you want to tackle? And do you want to be in charge of the summary, or do you want to be in charge of the analysis? In order to sign up, you'll go to your group, click on Group Wiki, sign up for APR topic. Once this pulls up, you'll click Edit Wiki Content, and then again, you decide which of these topics do you want to do, and then will you be in charge of the summary or the analysis. You can see in week 3, I'm tackling both, Each of you will choose one or the other. Most groups have 7 people. There's 8 possible slots here. Once you have entered in what you want, you'll click Submit. The other project that you need to sign up for is the Walk in Their Shoes topic. And for this one, what you're doing is using first-person sources, so blogs, videos, chat rooms, or maybe even an interview if you know somebody that has a particular condition. And you'll research what it's like to actually live with that condition from a first-person perspective. And you can choose one of these topics. Eating disorder, you can decide you want anorexia, bulimia, or binge eating disorder. Addiction, maybe it's heroin addiction or alcoholism, you get to decide. Or do you want one of these anxiety disorders or bipolar disorder? You would sign up in the same way you would with the APR. Click Edit Wiki Content, write in your name, click Submit, and it will show up. So once you have signed up for your 2 topics and you've made your contributions to the methods presentation, you are finished for the week. Again, please reach out to me if you hit any stumbling blocks. I really am here to support you. I look forward to seeing the contributions that you have for this week. The first week went really well, and I think we're off to a great start. Have a great week.